Hello everybody and welcome to this episode. This is a follow-up episode to an episode we did 2 weeks ago where I invited you to ask your questions of the guides. So this show is going to be the answers to those questions. Welcome to Creative Visions TV. I'm your host Karen Dahlman and you guys all know Rodney, my board partner.
Hi.
So anyway, this, as I said, this is a follow-up to that show. Now, it was wonderful. Many of you participated. We have many questions. As you know, people got to ask up to 2 questions. Some people just asked 1, but most people asked 2. What I did was I put your names by each question and I divided it. So I cut them and put them in this ad here, you guys. There's a lot. There's lots in here, okay? And so not your 2 questions came together. It's 1 question and you're in here twice if you did 2 questions. I can't guarantee we're going to get to them all. You know how long this takes. We'll probably do 8 or 9. That's what I'm pushing for, you know, if we can last that long.
Right.
And doing 8 or 9 usually takes about 3 hours because you know how long the questions are. But we're dedicated to going here at least 3 hours for us. Watching this, as you're going to see, it's all sped up for you, so it's going to be a lot quicker for you to watch. So don't let those 3 hours scare you. Everything will be sped up when we're doing the board work. You'll see it in like 20 times the pace. But, you know, watch that through. It'll be quick, and then you can hear your answers. The other thing I want to say is I really trust in the synchronicity of this work. I really trust in my work with the guides, and I trust in my partner also working with him, that I know that the questions that were asked, and I know the questions that actually will get picked will be perfect for everyone here that comes and watches this. Regardless if you don't get your question asked, and as we said in live shows too, you'll find a gem in something. You'll find something that'll resonate with you. And by all means, leave your comments below about what resonated for you. I read, you know, of course I read through all the questions and there's some really good ones. I mean, I think every question is a good one, but we really get into some in-depth, diverse stuff and I'm excited about that. And you guys know what the questions are. All you had to do was read below the other video I released and you can see what people asked. So this is very exciting. So what we will do is read the name of the person, the question, and we'll go from there. Anything you want to add to that, Rodney?
No, I like that this is a great follow-up to the live session and the people who didn't get their questions answered, and it's a chance to get some more questions answered without the pressure of the
chat,
the live session, and people having to sit up on there for 3 hours at a time.
Right, and that's always hard, but I don't know what else to do other than that. So you know, even if your question got answered during that session, you still can get it asked here. We started at ground zero with this, which is really fun.
I think it's great.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so I think that's really all we need to say, and we'll just get started. Do you guys want to start? Do you want to start?
I'll start. We'll take turns.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just shake it up. He hasn't even read these questions, you guys. It doesn't matter if he has or not. So I'm just going to mix them up, and you mix them up when it's my turn. Before we start, I do want to say we have already been on the board communicating with them. We've already logged in. We've done our prayer, our circuitry exercise. We've worked with the energies already. They're ready. They're fired up and ready to go. And so that has already happened. And know that we always close the session. We don't always do it on camera because often we will end one filming a video and we'll go on and do another one. And so we keep the session open until we're 100% done. And then we close it down.
And the only reason really that we ever close the session is just to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the interaction. There's no imperative. There's no great need to close a session. We could walk away.
Yeah.
But with
and that's because that's our beliefs. And my belief is when I'm done talking to the guides, we're done. And you believe that too.
Yeah, because they're not going anywhere.
Right, and so it's not like I leave a portal open to hell. But I know people believe that, and that's just the stuff out there that's folkloric and silly. But if you believe something, it'll happen. Okay, if you have that belief, then get in the habit of closing it. Watch us. We just say goodbye and thank you out of courtesy, as I would say goodbye to you when we're done with this video.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So,
on
first
to the important
question.
part.
Okay.
I'm going first.
All right, just pick one, Rodney.
I'm way down the bottom.
All right.
So if you got stuck on the bottom, you just got put to the top of the class.
Yay.
Hali Brannon.
Okay.
Or Hali Brannon. Hali.
Hali Brannon. Okay.
I would love to know if I really have an ability. Sometimes I see things that I can't explain, like visions of things that have happened or I think have.
Okay. Wonderful. Now when we're done with this, let's set it aside so we don't ask it 2 times.
Okay. You're on the
Okay, Helen.
Discard pile.
This is for you. Here we go. Oh, wait, before we start, I'd like to make a little toast to you, my partner.
What are you drinking?
Oh, well, okay, I'll tell you what I'm drinking first. So, of course, my Ouija mug, but I'm drinking this wonderful Dragon Blend tea for longevity. It was a gift. So thank you, Joe, for the gift.
I am drinking mineral water flavored with clementines and cranberry.
Oh, I love that. Cheers.
So good. Cheers.
And cheers to you guys. This will be fun. Oh, I love Dragoons. That is so good.
This is really good.
Oof. Okay, we're ready. Here we go. Haley. Oh, great energy. It's already fired up, you guys. Really fast energy here. Why? O, U, S, E, E, M, E, D, S. Got it. Okay, here we go, you guys. Haley, this is for you. You seemed surprised to know, that's it, to know. You seemed surprised to know that you have an ability beyond what you expect of that which you expect to be normal. Normal is what you expect. So if you see things and you trust that they are real, that will be your new normal. Okay? When this becomes your new normal, then what you see will expand and you will see with greater clarity, and then that will become your new normal, and so on and so on. That's great.
It's very simple, huh?
Very simple, but you do have an ability, and to trust that. Learn to trust that ability, and as you begin to believe in that ability, as I do with the board, the clarity becomes amazingly profound. So trust your abilities, whatever tool, technique, or how you're doing this. Trust yourself in this process, and this for anybody out there. When you're working in developing your abilities on any level, let's talk about more empathic, intuitive, channeling, communicating, hearing, seeing, all the clairsenses. To begin to trust that when you're starting to get these experiences and don't say, oh, it's just, I'm making this up. Start to trust it, meaning give it an opportunity to exist, give it an opportunity to happen. And I always say, write these things down so you have like some kind of track record you can look back upon, and you'll see how it starts growing with you. And as it starts growing with you, you'll see that that will become your new normal. And every time you get a little greater understanding, clarity in what you're doing, you'll find that you have stepped up in doing this work. And next thing you know, your new normal will be way up here. And you won't even question the fact that you're getting all these new revelations and understandings. That's powerful. This works for anybody. But it sounds like particularly they're answering you, Haley, and that you do have great abilities. Trust them. Okay, my turn to pick?
If I went first, yeah.
Then it's my turn, thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna put my hand here and mix things up and just go in the middle. Woo! Okay.
Look how many.
I know, there's a lot in there. Milena Deltorto. Must I sell my house to survive? Okay, put that over there. Milena Deltorto, this is for you. Okay, here we go. WHATISIT. Okay. All right, this is for you. All right. Turn the page back. I'm going to tell you what, this energy is really high. Is it not fast?
Yeah, it's zooming.
It's all over the place, you guys. Okay, this is for Milena Deltorto. What is it that you need to survive? Is death upon you? Wait, what it is that you need to survive is death upon you. So you see it as death, in other words. Is your house so important that you will or will not survive, with or without it? Your house is simply an object that you have given a certain amount of power to. And it may as well be a bike. For the important For the importance, okay, I see, I messed up a word. For the importance and relevance it has in your life. Therefore, this is a question best answered by you and the needs of your life. And the idea that this is the best way to get where you believe you are going is important to always remember that there are several different ways that you can go to get to the grocery store. Your thoughts? One time we asked a question and they said, they gave us the analogy of we think we're stuck in one decision or one option, and they said, how many ways can you get to your house? They talked about going all these back roads and down streets. There's multiple ways. The thing is, we get so fixated on one thing, like they said, the importance of your house, like that's the only way to get where you're going. They're asking you to readjust that somewhat and allow for maybe other possibilities to emerge.
They don't say that. I mean, they say it's best answered by you.
Yeah, you can only answer it.
If you think that's it, then that's it.
Right. Because your belief carries everything. Your belief is the attraction, is the magnet that will attract to you everything that falls into place around it. So what they're saying is, what it is that you need to survive is death upon you. Because what it is you're saying, this house is life or death for you. You're seeing it that way. That's what I'm getting from what they're saying. You see it as so important that you will not survive with or without it. And they say your house is it's just simply an object. But you've given so much power over to it. Listen, I get it. Not having a roof over your head can be worrisome. But you have to see it as there may be other ways of roof over your head, or there may be a way to keep your current roof over your head. So it's really important to be open to the options that may appear once you open to them, that you may not have thought of.
Yeah, this is a hard one because
It is a hard one.
I wouldn't want to give anybody advice on
I know.
on their home, on selling it or not.
No, and so that's not advice we're giving. This is what the guides will never say. Sell your home, move out of your home. They're going to say what importance, what value do you put on it, and is it a matter of life and death? And if not, open up the possibilities, because they're saying only you can answer this. But however, they are saying the best way to get to where you believe you're going, it is important to always remember. Here's the key. Always remember that there are several different ways that you can go to get to the grocery store. That's their answer.
It's so simple.
It is so simple, but I understand. I definitely understand the dire need to understand what you have to do with your house. What I've learned when you work with helpful beings, guides, angels, ethereal beings, those who have your best interests at heart, they will never tell you what to do. They will never say, sell your house, buy. Now they may say, we see in your vibration a place over here that's more suited to you. They may say that. Now, they may help you get to that place through circumstances, synchronicity, all lines up. So all I can say is before you make one decision, be open and ask. Ask for guidance, for possibilities to come through. Obviously, you're asking for guidance right here because you asked this question to the guides. And their answer is, again, see the many different ways that you can still get to where you're trying to go.
You know,
as easy as it is to get to a grocery store.
I often think of these things extremely metaphorically.
Okay.
Right? The grocery store is a metaphor for there's
Sustenance.
different roads. There's different roads in your life that you can go down. You know, there's different ways to get to the grocery store, but then the grocery store itself provides life, right?
Sustenance,
and
nourishment,
food.
nutrition, value.
And yet, maybe it's as simple as literally a different way to the grocery store there's gonna be a yellow sign in the street that says, do you know what I mean?
We buy houses, or here's a new place to rent. You know what I mean? You're right. And it could be as easy as that. Yeah, so, be open, right? Be open. And
right, but
again.
they never said to or don't.
Yeah, they didn't say one way or the other.
They said it's what's most important to you, and if that's what you have to do, if you believe that's what you have to do, then by all means.
Mm-hmm. Or welcome other possibilities into your life that may give you some other ideas. It's a big one.
That's huge. Those kind.
These are all big ones.
Give me the willies.
Why?
Just because.
This is things that all of us deal with at one time or the other. That do or die kind of thing. I've got to, and we can get caught up and fixated on that. That's it. And so I think this is good for all of us to hear on many different levels.
Yeah.
Whether it's getting a new job, leaving a job, meeting new people, breaking up with a loved one, just et cetera. You go on and on. But I think it's a very good question. So thank you for asking it. Okay. Your turn.
My turn.
Your turn. Okay, I want to mix it up. You can mix it up too if you like.
No, I'm going off the top this time. Just a little off the top.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Pa'ari, pa'ari, pa'ari.
Let me see that. What? Oh, pari, pari, pari.
No, it's three. The last one's different.
It is?
Yeah, it's got 2 R's.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Pari, pari, pari. Okay. All right.
I want to sense him strong and clear, e.g., hear his voice and notice him knowingly, etc. What should I do? Am I a pain in the arse for him?
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
So I don't know who the he is she's talking about. We don't need to know that, and so let's just ask.
Yeah,
the
there's
question.
no capitals on the he's and the hims.
Okay, so we don't know. We can
So
ask
we're
it.
just gonna not
Let's
assume
go.
anything.
Yeah, not assume a thing.
Where's your other question?
Just
Okay.
right here.
Okay.
We just can toss them to the wind. Okay. All right, let's go. This is for you. Pari, pari, pari. F O R Y O U T O S E E. Okay. Pari, pari, pari. I hope we're saying your name right. For you to see him in a light that is soft and true. Wait, is that word? I don't know if that's a T or not. I say it could be a T. I might have left the line out of it.
For you to see him in a light
Is
that
soft and
true.
Okay. Youth.
No.
What's that? I wrote over a letter, you guys. I did 2 letters on top of each other. Let's ask what that is. Instead of trying to guess, I guess, right? So I'm asking for clarification. So right here where it says soft and, could you guys do this part right here, these words? I'm going to circle it for you guys. How about that right there? Okay. Thank you. Here we go. A and T R U E A N D B R I L L A N T. Brilliant. Okay. So I guess, oh, I see. I just had too many letters coming in here. I wrote over it. Okay. Oh, that's supposed to be and. Okay, got it. Start over. For you to see him in a light that is soft and true and brilliant, take away your ego. That only lets you see him in the most narrow of thoughts and dreams. Open to the possibilities that you are the one and only, and that you are the most important, and that the pain is felt only by you.
I want to hear that again.
Okay, here we go. For you to see him in a light that is soft and true and brilliant, take away your ego that only lets you see him in the most narrow of thoughts and dreams.
Oh, I like that.
That's beautiful. Open to the possibilities that you are the one and only, and that you are the most important, and that the pain is felt only by you. Now, we don't know what this is in reference to, so I don't have much more comments to really make other than this is very poetic in the way they're asking you to see yourself. First of all, they're asking you to open up your mind so you're not seeing it so narrow-mindedly. So that means take away the ego aspect.
Yet they would never say, you're narrow-minded.
I mean, but she's not narrow-minded. Maybe in this case, we get so fixated, like we did the question before about the house.
Sure.
So it's not that it's not like you are an egomaniac. It's just saying we all have our ego that steps in and goes, "This is the only way it can be done. The only way I can see this person or this." I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway. So it's saying.
I like this soft and true and brilliant.
And brilliant. So see what it is you're talking about in the truth of its glory, the light of who it is, the truth of its light. But to see yourself in that same light, because see that you are the one and only, that you're the most important. And know that pain, that you say a pain in the arse to him, is that really, that pain is only felt by you. That's about all we can say, really. Is there anything else? Because we don't know what she's referencing.
No.
But I think you know, and I think this is going to mean something to you. So take it as it is.
And even if it means nothing, I like it.
I like it too.
It'll mean something. I was just kidding.
Yeah, I really think it will too. Okay.
Wow,
It was beautiful. Well written.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's my turn to pick. Right.
That only lets you see it in the most narrow.
Yeah. So it's like remove the ego and you don't have to be so narrow-minded. Okay. There might be a theme kind of emerging through these questions. Okay, here we go. This is for Amber. I think you pronounced your last name Choisella. Is that look right? Choisella?
Yeah.
Okay, Amber is for
Pretty.
Amber
Either way,
Choisella. It's a really beautiful name.
Yeah.
My question would be, is my birthmark an imprint of my soul identity, my soul name? I love it. I love it. Okay, let's do that one. This is for Amber. I just throw our questions to the wind, like I said, to the ground. Let's see what happens. It's fun. Makes it festive. I had another drink of my tea. You might want to wipe your drips over here.
I will always wipe my
It stains my table, you guys. Okay, so here, this is for Amber. Here we go. I like this birthmark question. BIRTHMARK. Okay. All right, let's see what I got here. Here you go, Amber, this is for you. Birthmarks are just that they are an accident of birth. Or are the every, what does it say? Spot. Or are
Birthmarks
they,
are just that, an accident.
They are an accident
Of
birth.
birth.
Or
Or-
are they?
Are they?
Oh, are they? Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay. Woo! Okay, birthmarks are just that. They are an accident of birth, or are they? Question mark. Every spot on your body, every hair on your head are carefully planned and all are meaningful. You are keen to ask this question at this time because it has so much meaning for you, and for you to have found this explanation for this is not an accident. So move forward and find the rest without fear or hesitation. And then, like this revelation, trust that which you find that will surely unravel any mystery behind this mark of excellence. I love that. Your birthmark's a mark of excellence. And it is for you to find at this time to help you unravel another thing that you might consider a mystery in your life. They're saying you can find that. And I think it goes back to the question you asked, which I threw to the air, was this had to do with your soul name. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. So you're on to something huge here, what they're trying to tell you. Wow, what do you think?
I just think the mark of excellence is
Yeah.
how do you end with that?
I mean, I don't know, but I think it's amazing to even hear that every hair on your head, at every spot on your body is carefully planned, and all are meaningful. I think there's so much to this beautiful machine, this vessel in which we can house our soul and our energy.
You know,
there's so much meaning to it.
And I suppose everybody has marks on their body, but people who really identify that
Yes.
this is a birthmark,
Yeah, right.
maybe that is a lucky thing. You know what I mean? Maybe there is
Stamp excellent. Stamp excellent.
maybe there is a mystery raveled
Yeah.
up in that.
And,
You know
well,
what
that's
I
what they said. They said, are birthmarks just that they are an accident at birth, or are they? I
mean,
like that.
Was somebody stabbed there in a former life, or
There's been stories about that, and that's the mark they have, you know, or it could be like they're not saying that. They're saying instead, see this birthmark, or even I would say almost any birthmark. I would say I'm gonna venture to say every birthmark is a mark of excellence. It brings you to a questioning of your existence of who you are. It brings you to a questioning of a deeper topic such as your soul. And anytime we get into deeper topics of our self, our connection back to source, you're on a path of excellence.
and there's something I believe, that these questions don't come to you randomly.
I agree with that.
And that if that is the question that comes to your mind, I think they're saying there is something to that, because they said,
Absolutely.
oh, they're just a random,
Or are they? Accident
or
at
are
birth?
they accident of birth,
Or are they?
or are they?
Yeah. Well, I think you'll understand this. It's like you're going on a journey. And they're not giving you the answer they want you to go seek. This is making you seek more. That's beautiful.
I think it's terrific.
I do too. Okay, your turn.
I'm being goofy, I'm sorry.
Yes, you are.
Uh-oh, this is really long.
Oh, wonderful. Who is it?
And it's upside down. Why did she write it upside down?
I don't know. That's weird.
Sorry. Nikky Radinger.
I think it's Radinger. Radinger, sorry. I think it's Nikky Radinger. Nikky Radinger, is that right? Hi, Nikki.
And this is actually her second question.
Oh, okay. So you get your number 2 asked and answered. Okay.
Since I was a child, I have always been aware of the other world and read many books and participated in Ouija sessions growing up. And for the last 4 or so years, I have been practicing mental mediumship, and sitters tell me I am quite accurate. So why is there such a silence between me and my beloved soulmate, who was my father in this life? His name is Ron Radinger, and I have not heard or seen him even in my dreams. It's been 28 years since he crossed over.
Wow.
It's not over here. You read the rest.
Oh, okay.
It's wait the last.
Okay, and it's been 20 years since he crossed over. I miss him every day. Where is he? Now, I love this question. People ask this question a lot. Sometimes we're so close to the topic, it's hard to allow it to come through, because often we have expectations. Now, I do know Nikki, and she's very experienced in a lot of this work. So let's just hand it over to the guides and see what they have to say to you. Wow. Definitely touched Rodney.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think this is great. Did you want to throw it to the air or keep it here?
No, I'm going to set it over here in my pot.
Okay, all right, here we go. This is for you, Nikki. Let's see what they have to say. SOULMETS. Okay, wow. All right. That's a long one. Nikki, it's like almost 2 pages. Sometimes we are so consumed with first love, then grieve that we do not see the tree in the forest. It may as well be a desert, but there are several reasons beyond that. Some you will understand, many you would not, that you understand. Many that you would not. That you understand that a soulmate from another life could be your father in this life is a knowing that is rare because of that taboos of humanity and a lack of understanding. As this has a foundation of truth, so does the concept of deprivation. Like breathing, it seems almost like second nature until you are stuck underwater, knowing that breathing in water means certain death. So that when you can finally surface and breathe air, that single breath carries greater significance than all other breaths in your life. Put together, is that what it says? This is like a P-U-T. In your life put together. The single breath carries greater significance than all the breaths in your life put together. A new sentence. Try to imagine meeting this soulmate again after all this time. What a breath that will be. What do you think? Nikki, I know you get this. What do you think?
I don't know. The analogies that they do just
Okay.
literally take my breath away.
Well, and that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You hold your breath for so long, looking for something that you so much miss and grieve. It's like then you get consumed, and you can't see the tree in the forest. It becomes this overwhelming or larger thing.
Yeah, it might as well be a desert.
A desert. I said dessert. It's desert. It might as well be a desert. It means that, yeah, right. It might as well be.
I try to throw that in
Yeah.
without
Without
pointing
saying,
out that you
I
said
desert. It's 2 S's. There was 1 S. It was desert. Sorry. But there are several reasons beyond that. Some you will understand, many you would not. That you understand. So they're saying just the fact you understand that soulmate doesn't just mean this love affair with a romantic flair. It's that rhymed. A love affair with a romantic flair.
That's good. Good
Pretty
for
good.
you.
I should write a song. It does sound like a song, but it's the fact that that's rare. You're able to say that this could be one of my significant others in my life that is a soulmate as well. But this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that that's rare that you have the ability to do that. You have a knowledge that is beyond what many even can begin to contemplate.
Yeah.
Thank you. With this type of topic we're talking about. And then they're also saying the fact about don't hold your breath looking. Don't get to the point where you become a desert or you can't find the tree. It's like you can't find yourself in the forest. You can't see the difference between the whole thing. It's like you become so consumed with it you forget the individuality in it. And they're saying instead, use your imagination and in your mind's eye, since he's not coming to you, in your channeling, your intuitive, empathic ways, in your mind's eye, imagine meeting this soul again, however it wants to present to you. And then go from there. Because they're saying that's when you're going to take this great breath after being underwater holding this breath for so long. After almost taking this air away from yourself.
And they're saying what she said about soulmates has a foundation in truth.
Oh yes, they did. They said that.
And then they said so does deprivation.
Yeah. Which are you choosing?
Yeah. So that you've been deprived this for so long. It's like being underwater.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That breath, when it finally does happen, that breath, of seeing this person again, is going to be
the greatest breath of your life.
Yeah.
So whether it happens right now in this reality or this dimension or another dimension, you already understand this concept. You will continue on, and so will this energy with you. So you understand that. So, but I'm also hearing, don't make it into that right now, or the being consumed by it might be, I don't know, taking away your chance of life without being underwater.
Yeah.
But I like the part to say, try to imagine meeting this soulmate again. I think there's a key there to working with this energy within your mind. I mean, for me, when I do any kind of channeling work or work outside the board, it happens in my mind first to connect with the energies. And then from there, I can get all kinds of messages and information.
What a breath that will be.
Oh my God. And by the way, it does literally take my breath away, as these messages do.
Yeah.
Well, this is a beautiful, beautiful message, a great question. I think a lot of people can relate to that and that longing for their soulmate, or knowing they knew somebody that was the essence of their soulmate. And, knowing that energy is gone in this life.
Have ripped away from you again.
Again. But the truth is, and they say this all the time, there is no such thing as death. There's a transition, and that the energy is always with us. And so really, it's just a breath away. By the way, they've said this before to us, when somebody transitions, death, quit breathing, you put your hand right here and breathe. That's how close they are. It's like right here. And so know that your love, it never ends. That's the one thing, that's the source gift we were given, the main gift we were given, and it's the one thing that continues on forever. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Oh, well, time for a new book, guys. Okay, so here we go. I have my next set of paper here.
Oh, yeah, of course it's already ready. Yeah,
I'm already ready? Of course. Okay, so that was yours. Oh, righty. Okay. You tell me when to stop.
No, you stop.
No, just tell me stop.
Stop, I said.
Oh, wait.
Only.
Okay, there, I got it.
Okay, only
All
one.
right. Oh, short and sweet. This is from ArtsyCat. Hey,
Oh, ArtsyCat.
Artsy. Okay, this is your second question. How can I meet my guides? I love this. Everybody asks this question. I'm just gonna throw it up in the air. Okay. Whew. Kind of landed on me. Okay, this is for ArtsyCat. How can I meet my guides? You know, you would think it'd be such an easy thing. It'll be like 5 words or something. No, it's gonna probably be a page and a half again. All right, here we go. HOWISIT. Okay. All right, ArtsyCat, this is for you. How do I meet my guides? How is it that you have not to date? Are they not with you always? The answer is yes, they are. This is your responsibility, not theirs. They still guide you, they still support you, you just do not acknowledge this. So it becomes harder for you to see. So meditation, dreams, walking and talking, that's what I do. Also, I'll explain that in a second. Also is within your ability to use, and therefore begin to see and communicate with them directly. All right. So just because we don't think we are connecting with our guides, I want everybody to understand this and know this. They've been very clear about this always with me, and so have the angels and the other beings, Papa and Ellens we talk to. They've always said that we are always with you, meaning your group of guides, and it's what you believe. See, my group of guides, I believe, is source wisdom I'm talking to, and so that's what it is for me. Just go right to the top. Just go right to the top, guys. And so they're saying, even though you may not think that they're with you, I want you to know, you do know they're with you, okay? I know you know this, okay? I do know you know this. But they're saying it's our responsibility, number one, to invite them in and to have that direct communication with them. Now, easier said than done, and I totally get this. So one of the things I devised, and I know why they said walking and talking, one of the ways I developed my channeling abilities off the board is I would go on long walks. And I've talked about it on some of my shows before. And in the walk, I would give permission to the guides. I would say in my mind's eye, in my head, I might even say it out loud, I give you permission to either come in my thoughts or to use my voice. Now, I'm working on voice channeling, so I said, I give you permission to use my voice. Why don't you start with, I give you permission to come into my thoughts. I give you permission to be with me. I give you permission to allow me to be able to experience you. Something of that nature.
I like that.
Yeah, because the way you experience your guides, it's not necessarily the way you think it should be, you want it to be, or hope it to be, or expect it to be. It will come in different ways. Now, I hear them, and I'm saying this for everybody that's out there looking to meet their guides. I hear them through feeling. Is that weird? So I hear through my heart. I hear through feeling. The senses become a whole nother realm of sensory perception, superpowers, if you will, where I begin to feel whatever I'm hearing, seeing, it becomes a feeling. And so if you can get away from, it's got to be auditory, or it's actually visual, it's got to be images, and just let it come the way it wants to come. So number one, open up permission. Number two, allow them to come the way they're going to present themselves. Everybody can go on nice long walks in nature and then give them that permission while you're walking. It's amazing when you're in movement, when you're doing something, when you are moving, how it just kind of, I would say, it kind of juggles things up.
In your book, you called it movement
meditation. I do, because I like to dance too, and a lot of ideas would come to me. So, are those ideas yours, or are they also coming through you from them? I've learned it's a mixture of both, and we've gotten so involved in our ego, we forget that we have guidance coming in constantly. And I've learned to discern which is mine and which is theirs. Now, does that really matter? Not now in the beginning. Just know when you get some great inspiration, you feel it, you know how it feels in your heart, and you get the goosebumps and all that stuff. That's their communication to you. It's going to come to you in your own way. Everybody has their own intuitive way. And so just be open to the possibilities, invite them in, and allow them to come in their own way. And also know that it can be. I've had when I've heard words like behind my head come to me. It can be very demonstrative like that, but it may not always be. that's, for me, it's fewer and far in between. It's more of this hearing in my heart, and then I can get their downloads. It's opening that channel. So they are with you. Learn to open yourself, because that's your responsibility, to learn to open that part of you. And in the process of this journey of seeking to be more directly in touch with your guides, you learn a lot about yourself spiritually. It's really an amazing journey.
You know that you didn't know me then, but I was an endurance athlete. There was many times when I would get in the pool and I would just swim for 2 miles, which takes, I mean, it's less than an hour, but it takes, or it could be an hour depending how fast you're swimming. But I'd also get on the road and I would run for like 3 hours. And people said, "How can you do that? That's so boring." And I always said, it's not. It's enlightening. I see so much and I hear so much and I feel so much that I never even realized that the time had gone by. I'm 20 miles into a run, and you think, can the human body can run for 3 hours or 20 miles or whatever it takes. But it was getting lost within that I heard and experienced a lot of things that I don't think I would have if I...
So you had inspirational moments, epiphanies?
Almost every time I did those things, especially by myself when there was no one there to talk
to.
to.
So at that time, did you go, oh, this is source coming through, or this is my guides coming through?
No, but I understand it now.
So you look at it now, what do you tell yourself all that was? What do you say?
I just think it was a communication with God or source, or I was questioning things, and the answers to my questions would come.
Okay, see that's a point. I think I'm glad you brought that up, because it wasn't like he goes, you're setting out to find your guides, and many of you guys are. You write to me all the time, and trust me, I was always doing this myself too. So we had our purpose. He didn't, but you got to it in a circuitous way, your own way. We all get to it eventually. So I think now you have the ability to put a label. I hate labels. So you have the ability to maybe comprehend it better, or put it in...
because labeling it also...
Put it in some nomenclature. Put it into something that you can understand from a different level of looking at it.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, so that's why movement's fantastic. That's why they said walking and talking. I know that's why they said that. Everybody says meditation. Everybody says dreams, and we all know what that means. But walking and talking and movement meditation, the Sufis would go and would spin in circles, and they would have profound insights that it was their way to touch God. The whirling dervishes, the Sufis. Movement has been used throughout the ages. Qigong is a wonderful example of it. Tai Chi, a lot of the martial arts came out of those original forms. I know I do goddess dancing, belly dancing. That takes you into the direct empowerment of your feminine energy and masculine energy. There's a balance there. There's so many things you can do through movement, and they picked out walking and talking for you, ArtsyCat, so get out there on some long walks. Let the thoughts come to you. Just enjoy. That's the other thing. When I just get out of myself and get into an appreciative moment, instead of worrying about thinking about what I got to do, I take walks in the middle of the day a lot between my work schedule. And that's when the stuff comes, and I let go of everything I'm thinking about for work. And I get in a very appreciative, open stance while I'm walking. And then I find it flows, and then we have this full-on conversation. Next thing I know,
but it's a two-way conversation. It's a two-way conversation,
yes.
But not just in her mind. She actually.
Well,
both sides are verbalized.
People hear me, they're gonna go cuckoo,
cuckoo.
But listen, it works, and so you can do it in your head or outside. But I love that they said that to you.
And often, after we'll do a Ouija session after she has done her walk and talk session that I wasn't involved in.
Right.
And they will literally continue where they left off on the subject that they were talking about that I had no knowledge of until after we do the session, and you say, that's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, we're just talking about, I go, this is like part 2, or continuation of what we talked about during the talk. So at first you start to think this is just yourself making this up, and then you'll find out that it's not. Especially when you get with somebody else and the continuation of the concept continues on. Now, not that the Ouija board is the answer here, I'm not saying that at all, it's just my way, and this is a good way for me, although I've branched off and I do other ways of working with this energy. But it starts somewhere, and so just ask and be open to the possibilities of how it may come. And movement meditation, I highly recommend it. It just gets things going.
And I couldn't agree more, only based on what I've been through.
Yeah, me too. Great question. Thank you for asking that, because a lot of people want to know, how do I get in touch with my guides?
Short sentence.
That's it. See how long it goes?
My turn?
Yeah. I just picked last, so here we go. You're hoping yours get picked.
Uh-oh. Skinny one.
Okay. Skinny one.
Another short one.
Oh.
Anya Fox.
And how do you spell that?
A-N-Y-A.
Oh,
Fox.
Anya, yeah.
And Fox, common spelling.
Yeah.
1 X.
Okay. Or it could be F-O-X-E.
How can I tell if I'm talking to a good witch or a bad witch? No, she says,
What?
no, that was Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Okay,
Remember that?
Glenda.
How can I tell if I'm talking to a good spirit or a bad spirit?
Okay. All right, let's see what they have to say about that. I think you know the difference, but you're not trusting the answer you have within you. That's what I'm intuitively receiving. But let's see what they have to say. W H E N U A R E. Okay. So, Anya Fox, this is for you. When you are speaking with Source, you must that reside within you. Is there something missing here? That's Source. You must something. That Source resides within you. There's a word missing here. I can just tell. Okay, so what's the word missing? Right there, I put a little mark. What word goes right there? K, N, O, W. Okay. All right. That happens. They're not missing words. We're missing words. A lot of times I get things in my mind. I move forward, and it's a download really quick of energy and a feeling and words that I can. That it's really us, the what would you say, transcribers, or I don't know. They're moving the planchette with our energy, so it's our energy influencing that greater connection. That's the best way I could think of saying
Yeah,
it.
I can't.
They've explained it before.
They've tried to explain it, but said it's really beyond our
Comprehension
ability to understand it.
as humans, because we're actually multidimensional beings. I know we can get into all kinds of weird stuff here.
Weird.
Oh. I just want to let you guys know we've already been sitting here about an hour and 40 minutes. Although this is probably like on the computer 20 minutes right now. When you're speaking with Source, you must know that Source resides within your soul. If this is true for you, then you must also know that there is no evil that can reside in the same space as Source. Since Source is love and love alone, bad or evil has to be made up by humanity. And even if evil could manifest itself through a fallen angel, they said, not angel. So they may have meant to say angel instead of angel, we'll ask them. Through a fallen angel, say there is still no room within Source space for it to reside. Did you guys mean to say angle, or was that like a misspelling? Did you mean to say angel? What was it? A-N-G, angel. Okay. So you never know, you gotta ask. I'll read this one more time. I like this because this is, people ask about evil all the time, and well, I believe a lot like what they have. And I'll tell you why I believe a lot like what they said. I've worked with them since 1994. And before that, I was working with other energies, my angel and my higher self, to learn a lot of information about this stuff. So when you are speaking with Source, you must know that Source resides within your soul. If this is true for you, then you must also know that there is no evil that can reside in the same space as Source. Since Source is love and love alone, bad or evil has to be made up by humanity. And even if evil could manifest itself through a fallen angel, say there is still no room within Source space for it to reside. Now she wanted to know, how do I know if I'm talking to evil or bad spirits or good spirits? Align yourself first with Source. I always talk about find your center within yourself. I do a lot of videos on this. Align yourself within your center. Get really strong in your own spiritual nature, the core of who you are. A video I just released recently about psychic protection talks about protection on another level of looking at it is no protection, because you are the protection yourself. You are Source. You are an extension of Source. You are Source in expression in a third dimensional being, in this third dimension plane of existence, in humanity. So if you are Source and Source resides in you, and your soul is an aspect of Source, and Source starts in love and love is all there is, this is like a postulate in geometry. We're doing postulates and theorems. I feel like we're doing postulates and theorems. Then if this, then this. If love is the beginning of source and source is all there is and that's all found in love, where is the room for anything else but that? Humanity creates this stuff. So when you know yourself to be an expression of source, the more you're going to understand that you will know that you are always, and you can choose and always speak with nothing but spirits that have your back. Because there'll never be room ever in source for such energy to exist. Because even if you find something that's negative, there are negative energies out there. There are lower forces out there, but these are energies that have forgotten that they're an expression of source. We do. Humans forget it all the time. Most humans don't even know it. When we forget that and we act out of our ego, our fears, our terror, our shames, our worthlessness, and all these things we act out of, then we forget that we are actually more powerful than we really are. And we've got to remember our empowerment. When you know this, that's all you're going to attract to you. Because you'll go, source is love, I am source, so therefore I am love. And that's all that you're going to allow in. That's it.
I like the conversation that says since one of our gifts is free will and freedom, then we can choose to steal that candy at the store.
Right, it's a choice we make.
It's a choice we make.
Yeah.
And we've decided that stealing is bad. It's evil. And so
Yes.
so
Inherently, we know that.
we chose bad. We know it inherently, right?
We know.
No one has to even tell us.
Yeah, we know that inherently.
I think if we're born alone on an island, that we would know that
Yeah.
certain things
They're right.
are good and certain things are bad. And so when there's even a question mark about the goodness or the
Lack of.
lack thereof, then your answer's in front of you. And you might want to look inside and say, why am I projecting this type of archetype into my life?
Yeah.
Is that the right?
I would say it's an archetypal influence, sure. We can create things with our mind and they can be very real to us. I'm not discounting that for sure. I've had my own fears and they manifest in real ways. So just look at that. I think the easiest around this is know who you are within. Get to know yourself as an expression source. And when you start working with yourself from that place, you start to value more of this temple in which your soul resides and your spirit resides and actually all its source resides. And then from there, you begin to just work with the most highest of energies. This is why we do this work. At this point where I am with it, and of course it's been a progression. If you read my books, it's been a progression with this tool. Where I'm with it now, I know I'm right at the source communicating with this energy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it for me. And I'm only sharing this because I want people to understand that it's really about your beliefs and how you see yourself in relationship to this energy we're talking about. Okay, so is it my turn to draw?
It is. Yeah, it was a short one. Your turn.
Okay. Oh. Joe Eager. Hi, Joe. We have your first question we're going to ask here. Number 1. So this is for Joe Eager. Okay. Any tips on the best way or ways to develop skills as a medium and spiritual healer? Now look, there's a lot of you out there that ask this question all the time too, and I love this question because many people want to understand how to do this. So best ways is to develop skills as a medium and spiritual healer. Okay, here we go. This is for Joe. I is I T P O S S I B L E 2. Oh, okay. Is it possible that this question is best answered by Q, which is their short abbreviation, shorthand for Queen, CEO CAD? So they want me to answer the question. I'm gonna channel. They want me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be Karen coming through, but I'm gonna allow them to give me inspiration. This will be more of an inspired conversation or an answer back to you, Joe, by them inspiring me. So the question again was, what's the best way to develop your psychic abilities and just mediumistic abilities? Okay, give me a second.
And I don't see that the answer is any different than what would necessarily come through on the board.
And they know that. That's what they're asking me to do it, because how the guides and I work when we're off the board, and often, many of you, when you write me, it's the guides answering you. I just don't necessarily discern, or I discern, but I don't necessarily tell you who's answering what. I just let them come through. They come through very well when I write, because I allow myself just to let the words flow out. And so this is, I'm going to start talking as Karen, and then I'm gonna allow them to come through when it feels right.
Here's an important distinction, by the way. It takes me out of the equation.
Oh yeah, and so when it takes Rodney out of the equation, now we're having a direct conversation. They're coming right through, so it's just me and them instead of a third energy.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, they want to come through right away. We are pleased that you asked this question, for it is a quandary and a query that many of you search for and you want to understand better, because you feel like with this answer, you will be able to allow your abilities to emerge. And when we say we wish you that you can allow these abilities to emerge, what we mean is we want you to reclaim that is us within you. Okay. I'm not quite sure what all they said, but I feel like they're talking about there's a connection between source and a person. Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, one of the best ways that I feel like you can develop your abilities is when you allow yourself to really, again, I mentioned earlier, is to get to know the inner you. Okay, this means get really empowered in yourself. Do not see yourself separate from source. And know that source is with you every single moment, even the moments we mess up. But especially when you're taking the time to get to know this source, this feeling within yourself. When you get to know this feeling within yourself, you could begin to discern that and begin to trust the images, the messages, the words, the feelings that come through. Most importantly, I think I mentioned before, was I'm learning to hear through my feeling sensations. I know it sounds so weird. Let me see if I can explain that better. I get real clear that right now I know it's Karen talking to you, but also in the back, I'm feeling an inspiration. So I'm feeling inspired to say things I might not normally say, and I step aside to allow it to come through. So, okay, it's like right now, when I said I can feel them. So let me give you some more information here. As we mentioned before to another person who asked the question of how to know that their guides are there and how to meet their guides, which is also a part of us, we are saying that you must trust yourself to go into the imagination, for the imaginal realm is very real and true. It is the place where you meet us. It is the place where you meet these abilities. So use your imagination with such drive and conviction and belief. Step into that place, see it in your mind's eye, and allow that to move you into the pictures, the feelings and sensation, as Kat is discussing with you right now. You get into that space and you will feel it, as she says, in your heart. For this is what I'm hearing now. The heart is your portal. It is the opening. I know I've talked about this before. It is the opening to these other places. If you can get really into the center place and imagine in your mind's eye, this heart is the connection back to all that is, to God, to Source, to the One Spirit, to the cosmos, to the universe. Many, many names. If you can make yourself connect to that through your heart, and I do it through imagination, I do it through my mind, I do it through guided meditations or just a visualization. And the best visualization I've shared on another video, just again, psychic protection, is when you can imagine there's a light within you and you grow this light within you and expand it. Now, why am I saying all this? And what does this have to do with developing your abilities? Why I'm saying all this is that to develop the sensitivities within yourself, that you aren't disconnected, again, that you are connected, everything starts bubbling up. Trust in this process of bubbling up. You're going to go, am I making this up? Okay, I just got an image of this. I just heard these words. It flashed across my mind. Well, the best thing to do is to not doubt that, to consider it practice. Again, consider your track record, as we mentioned earlier. Write these things down and watch over time how they start to make sense. Not unlike me writing down the dictations from the board and what we're getting here, and I also record it because I can see the track record. the more you believe in your process of doing that, going within and seeing and hearing and feeling and waiting for those things to come and taking the risk to share them, the more practice you have at it, the more you're going to be able to develop these gifts. It really is taking a risk, but it's a calculated risk. It's not a scary risk. So let me share this. I have a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, I met a few years ago down in San Diego, and we get together, every few months, and we have our power lunch, but we also get together on the phone, and we call it the power of two, and three, because the power of three is the energy we're channeling. And we just verbally give each other messages, and we validate or confirm what's coming through. And I gotta say, because we both get into a space where we're just gonna trust whatever comes to mind and say it, we actually give really accurate readings about certain situations, about the person, or about something that they didn't tell me, or I didn't tell her. So begin practicing this with others too. I mean, somebody you trust, sit with them and just feel them. I mean, like, here's an example. Rodney, would you put your hands out like this? Okay, great. I'm just gonna grab his hands, and I'm just gonna go into a state of feeling. And all of a sudden I get the number 8, or maybe it's an affinity symbol. And so you just trust what's coming above or out. I see a lot of movement. I see a whirl. I'm seeing grass. I'm seeing elation. It's a feeling, a sensation of elation. And you just start going with it. I don't know, does that mean anything to you? You're not sure?
No, I mean, oh gosh, I can say that every time I'm on grass, I'm golfing, and when I'm golfing, I'm elated. So.
No, well, I know him too well,
know.
but I'm picking up on 8 as well. So what you do is you have that dialogue with somebody.
This is the last score I ever won on my scorecard.
Well, unless it was a 78.
Well, that's my bad.
78's good. Right? I mean, maybe 88's not good for him. He's like near par. So the thing is that you want to start taking risks. Take it in smaller doses with groups of people that you trust, or even just one person. But you got to take the chance to get out there and do that. So when I'm channeling with you verbally, I'm taking a risk because I'm really good at channeling here, and I am just as confident channeling with my voice. I don't necessarily do it in public as much. This is why they're probably asking me to do this for you guys. It's taking that risk and just be willing to do it. I mean, there's hit and misses you're going to have in the beginning, but that's how we get better at anything. Hold on, they got something else they want to say. We also want to add that what's important here is when you begin to do this work, and as you trust within yourself, you must put yourself in the highest vibration of all. And guess what that is? That is joy. Joy is an aspect, subdivision, subsidy of love. Put yourself in love, and when you find that love, that joy, that's all entangled together, that good feeling, it's much easier to do this process. We thank you so much for asking this question, because many of you seek this, and we know that CAD has too, and so we're happy here to share this with you. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I would have to say I feel joy just giving this message to you, and so I know they really want to communicate that getting in a great space within yourself is really the key, the foundation, the blueprint to doing this work. Just when we do this work, I get in such a high elevated state that literally I could probably write a book after doing this work, because it gets you into another vibration. So here we go, a summary. Get to know the center of yourself. Use your imagination and trust in this process. Make sure that you're willing to take some risk and share it with other people, whatever mental images, words, feelings, sensations you're receiving. And also always elevate yourself to a higher level of energy, such as joy or love, and then work from within that space. And I really believe you'll be able to develop your abilities. And this is for everybody. So there we have it.
There we go.
Okay, thank you for the question, Joe.
I wish that, unfortunately, you can't interact with that individual, because I've done this with you where I've asked you and continued the conversation back and forth, and it is so much more in depth and enlightening being able
when
to
they can
say,
speak to the guides through me?
Through you.
Yes, very, very true. So I think what was happening, there was I was having more of an interplay with them and feeling when they should come in and when I should speak.
Right.
But I hope that helped.
I do too.
Okay, here we go.
My turn.
Your turn.
I keep getting the little ones.
Oh.
I like it.
Okay, I like big ones.
Mars.
M-A-R-Z?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Are vibes good or scary, worth listening to?
Oh, this is kind of similar to that question we had before, where about you're talking to a positive or a negative spirit kind of thing, good or bad. Okay, that's worth asking. Read it one more time, please.
are vibes good, and in parentheses, parenthetic, good or scary, worth listening to?
Okay, so if are any vibes that you're picking up, are they worth listening to? Okay, let's ask it, see what they have to say. SIMPLEANSWER. Okay. All right, so simple answer, Mars, is for you. Simple answer is that all vibrations are worth listening to. To go further, it is what you do with this information that is important. All information has value. Ignore none of it, but interpret it carefully. If within your syntax, you go to a job interview and you get the idea that you are going to kill it, of course, this is a good thing. And no one will be harmed, a bit oversimplified but easily understood. Do you get that whole thing?
No.
Oversimplified. Okay, when you go to a job, you kill something, you kill it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
did great.
I'm
I'm gonna kill it, right? So let's see. So they're saying the information is of value. Ignore none of it. Okay, to answer your question, all vibrations are worth listening to, right? Ignore none of it. But it's be careful when it comes to, but interpret it carefully if within your syntax. So when I think of syntax, I think of the brain. But they're talking about within the condition of, like, for example, you go to a job interview.
Right.
Okay. So for example, you go to a job interview and then you get the idea that you're going to kill it, you're going to do great. Of course, this is a good thing, and no one will be harmed. So that's a vibe you're getting. It's a vibe really worth listening to.
Yeah, and your syntax, within the syntax, your language,
Yeah.
it's saying, not synapse, but
I
syntax.
was thinking synapse. That's what I was thinking earlier.
Syntax. Within your syntax, to kill something is a good thing.
Yeah. But let's say in another level, it may not be so good. Like, let's say you get a vibe and you want to just kill it. It's better to, like they said, look at it all. Check it all out. You hear it all, but it's how you interpret it and what you do with it that matters.
Oh yeah, if you are walking through the field and you find that you're standing next to a rattlesnake, and you get the idea,
the vibration
and you get
that this is like not a good thing to do.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm advocating killing rattlesnakes.
No.
I'm just saying, if it's your life or their life, maybe the thought comes to your head, kill it.
Yeah. Well, let's say you're with your child and the snake's going to bite your child. There you
Sure.
go. There's always conditions, but in terms of vibrations, you're going to get sensations and feelings about things in life. I think it's what you're talking about. You get a certain vibe. It might be more fearful, scary based vibe.
And like I said, it's oversimplified.
Yeah.
But understand it.
Yeah. So don't you think he's talking about vibrations that he probably picks up on himself? Should I just ignore those that are uneasy to hear or feel?
Yeah.
And they're saying no, take it all in.
Or is it back to
it.
the evil question again? That's scary, so maybe I should.
Yeah, I should get rid of it, kill it, be done with it. And the truth is, no, take it all in and learn to discern through it. I mean, it's all good information coming to you.
Right.
And this is how
all information
this
is
good.
going to lead you into a direction.
Yeah, it's going to take you somewhere you're wanting to go, and so it's just a practicing to
or
how
lead
to,
you away from somewhere you don't want to go.
True, and it's just practicing how to learn to read it. And so yes, take in all your vibrations. You don't have to own them. Let's say you walk into a room, you feel a bunch of negative vibration. Don't own that as your own. It doesn't have to be your own, but still feel it, and then say, okay, this is not part of how I feel today. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to go with my vibration. So it's kind of like learning to discern.
Sure, and there's times when you walk into a room and everybody's looking at you going, I'm killing it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're looking at me for a reason, because
Yeah.
I'm killing it.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so it can be just the same. It can be good. I guess a lot of it depends on.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it's a good thing, and no one will be harmed a bit over. No one would be harmed. They're saying this is a bit oversimplified way of talking about it, but easily understood. So they explain it that way because they feel like that's going to be best for everybody here to hear the answer to that question. Okay.
Okay.
So it's my turn. As you can see, so far we've been going a little over 2 hours here. Okay.
So what we do know with all these that are left, we're not going to get to them.
No, we all knew that going into it. You guys watch our shows. Okay, here we go. This is from Christina Lannon. Okay.
I liked it so far. We haven't picked two from the same person.
Not yet, but I don't care if we do.
I know, but I think it's
the energy. It's the vibe of the question that's important. Okay. But it's fun to get different ones. Christina Lannon, this is for you. Her question is, am I supposed to be a witch in this life? All right, let's ask that one. I love it. In a way, I think we all are healers, which could be interpreted as witches.
Are you a good witch?
Oh, back to the Wizard of Oz. This is for you, Christina. W H Y D O Y O U. Okay, this is to Christina Lannon. Why do you wish to put yourself into a very small box? The complexity of life is often easier to deal with if there are only a few choices. We do not discourage for choosing that which you are most passionate about, but always remember that life comes with infinite possibilities, and to label is to limit. Oh, I like that. To label is to limit. So, I think what they're saying beyond just, that's very straightforward. But I think sometimes when we think about which we might get really stuck. I know a lot of witches who are not stuck, but we might get stuck with we start to label ourselves as just a healer, or just a massage therapist, or just a psychotherapist, or just a shaman journeyer, or just saying I'm a witch. There's so much more. So why not be? An example would be a witch / healer / performer / channeler, and not get caught up so much in a title. But this is what I say. It's great to study many different philosophies, religiosities, structures, different types of programs that are out there, and to come away, take what works for you. And to not label yourself by having to just be in one group, maybe. That's going on.
Then they don't discourage
your
choice.
No, they don't discourage passion, do they ever? No. But I like this. To label is to limit. So think about that if you just call yourself a witch. And listen, I know many brilliant witches out there, so I love witches. You guys all know who you are. Many of you guys are on this channel. And I love that. And I have to say, I know so many lit witches too that are so different to each other because they incorporate so many other aspects to their belief systems. But I love this. Why do you wish to put yourself into a very small box? Yeah, life is complex. So just really enjoy the infinite levels of possibilities that are out there for you to discover and explore and to ultimately imbibe on and become. What do you think? Anything else?
No, that's pretty.
I like that message.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them all.
We hear that often. We hear the same message over and over.
You mean a theme of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yet they put it a different way for each individual. So you feel the air of the message.
Yeah.
Over and over, but the personalization of each message astounds me.
Yeah, it does. And then yet the universality of somebody else watching it said, well, I was wondering about that too,
Yeah, because it might not be, they were wondering if they should be a witch. They were
could be
wondering
something
if they should be a lawyer.
Yeah, and they're going, wait, that's too limiting for me. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Okay, so now you get to pick.
That was yours?
Yeah, didn't I just pick that? Yeah, I threw it on the floor.
Okay, yeah, because if it's on the floor,
It's on the floor, I picked it, right?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Another skinny one. Wow. Christine Walters.
Okay, great.
Question number 2. What job will I end up with?
Wow, okay, I tell you, a lot of people ask that question too. It's kind of like about the house thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love it, specifics are great. All right, here you go. This is for Christine Walters. W-H-A-T J-O-W-L-D-U-L-I, like. The question to you, they have a question back to you. What job would you like? Now, I know why they're asking this question is because they really believe in the power of your beliefs create your reality. And what we start to focus on is more what we draw into our lives. So let's see. So they're posing this question back to you. So think about this. We're going to see what else I just say.
Yeah, I don't know if they're through. I don't know.
No, I don't think they are. They just wanted to pause and make a point there. What job would you like? H-O-W-M-A-Y-W-E. Okay, here we go. Christine Waters, this is for you. What job would you like? How may we point you in a perfect direction? Often we may seem to avoid a question with verbose nonsense. However, we must remind you that we are but cheerleaders in a life of your choosing and not a messenger of fortune. You walk the path we walk with you, not for you. Go get your favorite job and do it with all your heart. And when it is no longer your favorite, leave it by the side of the road and move on to your next favorite. I like that. I like this because it's really saying follow your passion, follow your joy, do that with vigor, get your heart into it. And it's going to take you somewhere. And see where that takes you. And then see when that's done, you go to the next step. What do you think?
Yeah, I always like that advice, right? That leave it by the side of the road.
But can you see in your own life how you think you're going one direction and it changes because you're also following your thoughts of where you want to be next, your feelings of what you want to do next?
Yeah, and twice in my life I made huge decisions.
Yeah, me too. And I think I'm going down one path and then I go, you know what, I much more enjoy that and I'm ready to transition into that, and that's what I do too.
I was watching TV one time and said, oh my God, my life just changed.
Oh, I love it. Do you know what time I stopped at a train tracks. They came through the city and all of a sudden I knew I couldn't work that job anymore. I marched right in and wrote my resignation letter, worked 2 more weeks and was out the door.
Yeah, I watched Ironman triathlon on TV and said,
that's right, it changed you forever.
It changed me forever. I have to quit my job. I have to buy a bike.
Because something in you said, this is my next greatest joy.
Yep.
And that for me too said,
I loved my job.
Okay, and I loved mine too, but I was feeling a little dry from it, and I just knew something else was bubbling up in me, and so did you. And then you pursued that for like the next 20 years.
14, but
and then 14, excuse me. And then
okay.
I went on my own as a private practice therapist for a decade after that. So I trust yourself. Trust that you have guidance out there. Open up and ask your guides, your angels, all those beings that are in another dimension to help you. Doors will open up. Be fearless and go with your heart and follow your passion, and just put your heart into it, right? Put your heart into it.
I'm overwhelmed with the fact that we both got a message, and obviously I didn't get it at a train station, right? You did. 2 different places.
Well, train tracks.
Train tracks, but we got it.
Yeah.
At that moment, we got it.
There was such clarity. So you'll know when it's time to move to the next. And right now, obviously, you're asking, so you're already going, something else inside me wants to exert itself, to exude, to express, to emerge. And so think of it that way. I love that the caterpillar and the butterfly, and that channeling we did when the mystery guest showed up. But the whole idea that you've done a little work and now you're getting ready to merge as something else, and that's what happens when these things hit you, and you go, that's my next step, and just do it with passion. You cannot help but be rewarded on many different levels when you've really truly put your heart into something and you're feeling great about it. Now, I know there's people out there who have jobs they don't like. I've been there, we've all been there. But find something in it where you can still put your heart into it and then watch it shift and transform and change for you. But you got to heed the calling when it happens, because it comes in the weirdest of ways.
In the weirdest of ways. Yeah.
Okay, so is it my turn to pick? Is that right? You just picked that one, right?
Okay.
Is that true? I forgot.
think
I forget who picked last. Ugh, got all these cut. Okay, here we go. Smiley Days. What a cute name. Smiley Days,
That's
I love
someone
it.
who already has the idea of,
It makes you laugh.
Yeah.
It makes you smile and laugh. I love it. Yeah, I love this. Okay, so this is your first question, and it's going to be answered here. What is the language used in the crop circle symbols? Oh, you are a soul like my own. I love asking questions like this. So, what is the language used in the crop circle symbols? Smiley day. Oh, it wants to be thrown in the air again.
let me set it over here.
Okay. All right. I love this. Here we go. Oh, I love that you asked this question. A L A N G U A G E O. Okay, here it goes. It says, this is a kind of a short one. Smiley Days, this is for you. A language of mathematics more complicated than anyone viewing them can understand or comprehend. So it's a language of mathematics more complicated than anyone viewing them can understand or comprehend. I want to know if there's any more they can tell us about this, the crop circles and language. And I'm just going to add to this, like, there seem to be cropping up, pun intended, more and more and more. Would you like that?
Yeah.
More and more.
I liked it.
Okay. What else can you add to that, you guys, about this phenomenon? T O U N D E R S T A N. Okay. So I went on and asked kind of a follow-up question to what you asked, and this is what they said. To understand them is to know them when finally you meet, and you then are able through telepathy to understand them, to understand the math. You will then see the beauty written there. So there's time when you meet. So I wonder if it's a being, if it's the extraterrestrials, or it's an orb or energy. I've got to ask one more question to this. I'm sorry. I know you want more too, Smiley Days. I know you do. I'm sure people watching want more. So I'm going to go ahead and just ask, when they say they or them, what is the them they're talking about? W H A T Y O U. Okay. So basically I just asked, what is the they they're talking about in that equation? They said what you would call ETs and their method of creating these messages. Okay. Just a little bonus information you got, Smiley Days. Okay, whose turn? I forgot. Did I just draw that?
You just draw it, Smiley
Oh,
Days.
I know, that's right. Made me laugh. Okay. Just so you guys know, we've been doing this for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Although, of course, it's sped up on your end.
It's my turn.
It's your turn. Here we go. Let's see who to pull.
Ah, got one.
Okay, excellent. Who says it?
This is Journey to a Better Life.
Hey there.
The question is about William Lawrence's work.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Okay, and
So
if you guys
explain
don't
who
know,
William Lawrence
yeah,
is.
if you don't know who William Lawrence is, he was on my show recently. He was talking about using photons to communicate with extraterrestrials. So right up the alley, it follows after our communication with crop circles. That's really cool. What is the question about it?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
it
there's a question.
says, wonder what the Ouija board has to add, which might help him further.
Now, just so you know, William Lawrence didn't ask this. A Journey to a Better Life is asked on behalf of William, and so I think that's fantastic. And then we'll have him come back and watch it. Okay, so this is for A Journey to a Better Life about William Lawrence's work.
Okay.
Here we go. Oops, scoot in better.
I'm scooting in.
Okay, here we go. E, V, E, R, Y, nice. Okay. Journey to a Better Life. This is about William Lawrence's work. Here we go. Every journey has a pioneer. And as we have said, Source has provided us with an infinite number of ways to communicate with Source. Also, there is no limit to the ways of seeing, I can't read this word. Angels. Is that angels? Seeing Source or the angels. I got it.
No, you got it.
I got it. Okay. Source. Also, there is no limit to the ways of seeing Source or the angels of same. And though his work is unique, to this time it is not unique to this world, because this is his journey. We sit in amazement and look forward to what he does next. So what I'm hearing is, how can they help him? They help him, I guess, by validating that what he's doing is definitely a work of a pioneer. Many of us have ideas, and the fact he goes fearlessly forth with his ideas, regardless of what kind of stumbling blocks he comes upon or what people may say. And you know, as you heard in the interview, a lot of doors shut, a lot of people didn't want to talk to him. But there are other people around the world who are also beginning to do this experiment, and they're receiving all kinds of images too. So he's just pioneering and trying new stuff. But what I really found interesting and fascinating with this message is that they're saying there's a limited number of ways. There is no limit to the ways we can communicate with Source. And so they're saying, whether you're seeing this as Source or the angels of same. So they never said ETs. And I think we call things that we don't understand out there that can communicate in high levels as ETs or angels. Maybe they're one of the same, or maybe there's some similarities.
Yeah.
I like that part of it. So what do you want to say? What do you think?
I just, gosh, when they talk about the things that people do, the directions they go with their life, the people who actually do believe in infinite possibilities,
right,
and they look at this and say, this is possible. And when we see somebody explore those possibilities, and then they're saying, we're just going to sit back and see what he does next.
It's kind of like
we're even fascinated by it, right?
They're amazement. We sit in amazement and look forward to what he does next. This is just a reminder that we can communicate with Source energy, and if we are all an expression of Source, so are the ETs, so are the angels, so are you and me. We're all an expression of Source. So they sit back in amazement watching how we would create them, or create the life of all of us, because we're all really one. And so how does Source express itself in all these different directions? And how will it rediscover and refine itself?
And we're always trying to figure out how it all works. They said, we'll never know. We don't have the intellectual capacity humanity, but
we don't.
But what they do like is they were constantly trying to figure it out. And there's
inquisitive
more,
minds.
there sure is more to find out.
That's right. And
we might not understand everything, but we still got a lot to
And that's what's so
learn.
fascinating about William Lawrence. And a lot of these people I bring on my show, they're pushing the boundaries of what you can and can't do, and pushing it to a degree of saying, I'm getting out there as a pioneer, or this is going to be my springboard to the next thing I do. I love it.
And not as unique as he is, you're doing some unique things too, and I'm glad, because you are finding people like him, that quality of these people is coming out.
Well, I seek that myself, and it's funny how you just start finding people like birds of a feather flock together. Anyway, it's a beautiful thing. So thank you for asking that question on his behalf, and I'm sure he'll be happy to hear what the answer was. Okay, I get to pick.
You get to pick.
Yes. I'm going way to the bottom again. I had two that were like stuck together. Julie B. Hi, Julie. Okay. Here we go. This is Julie B's question. I would love to know if things that happened in one of my past lives is still affecting me in this life. Thanks in advance. Okay.
That was a good
It's just kind of fun.
Oh, it is cool.
It's just kind of fun. All right, so this is for Julie B. You ready? EVERYTHINGA. Okay. This is for Julie B. Your question about the past life that's affecting you the most now in this life. Everything and all things are connected by the dots of time. That literally does not exist. So what are the dots? So what are the dots? Question mark. They are the threads, the golden threads, if you will, that connect your past, present, and future that too do not exist. Go figure. So as you live each of these lives at the same time, these are the connections that bind them. Now, they didn't quite answer your question. I know you want a literal life. I practiced for quite some time as a past life therapist, and I underwent a lot of my own past lives. And what I have learned is very much what they're talking about. Everything has simultaneously happened. Now, we can't understand that with our little pea brains. Although I shouldn't say that. We can't understand with the amount of our brain energy we're using now. So I think it's fantastic to go explore these different lifetimes. But what they're saying, even in the end of all that it's all kind of simultaneous, because we can't comprehend that, but also that your past, present, and future are really all right now. So to pull one out and say it affects you differently, in the grander scheme of things, would be really hard to do. But I understand on a personal level, I gotta say, when I did regression work on myself as well, there was a lot of things you're able to heal that tends to continue on through time. Now, they didn't give the direct answer that I know Julie probably wanted.
And they hardly ever do.
No.
But the dots are there. The dots exist, and all of them are connected through
What we want to call time.
what we want to call time.
But that doesn't even exist.
And yeah, and my feeling is that can you draw on those? You know what I mean? Can you draw on those experiences from other lifetimes? I think since they're all connected, that someplace within our minds, that 5% or 10% that we use,
Right.
There is space to be able to connect some of those dots, or all of the dots for that matter.
I think there is too, and I think there's so much more to comprehend if we could start utilizing some of this, what do they call it, junk DNA, which is really just what we don't understand, so we call it junk.
Junk, yeah.
Yeah, start activating some of these codes. And by the way, this awakening that's happening, this awakening of consciousness is allowing us to have instantaneous recall as well as memories come forward. So, Julie, what I want to say is be open to your dreams, and if you do get an opportunity to work with a past life therapist or regressionist, be open to the possibilities, not just going backwards, but going forward. And a lot of people that went forward in time and in between times, so think of that as well. But I think their point here, what I'm feeling, not that I think, I really feel the point they're saying here is to maybe not get so caught up in what's influenced you in the past, but look at what's going on right now and allowing yourself to see yourself as this multidimensional being that has many dots to connect. And the more you ask these kinds of questions, you'll start seeing how the dots connect within you. And you may start having this instantaneous recall because you're allowing that to happen. Anything else you want to add?
You know what I want to add?
Yeah, please.
Throughout this
The theme tonight?
the theme,
Okay.
and that is that the answers to the questions have been more concise, right? They've been smaller instead of these 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah,
We've got a couple
we
really
can get
long
that,
ones.
so just go on and
So
on.
we've gone through more people, but I think that the tightness of the answers and the sophistication of the answers has been
Well,
greater.
and what I like about it too, for me, this is what I like about the guides and appreciate about them so much. They've kind of put the ball back in our court. They kind of like give us juice to drink the Kool-Aid, to drink this down and then ingest it for a while and to think about it again and again and then allow things to progress naturally from what words or advice or wisdom or inspiration they provided us.
We don't walk for you, we walk with you.
Yeah, and we're your cheerleaders that are there
Yeah.
supporting you. And maybe since you can't really notice or feel us, we're there nonetheless. We're always there with
Right,
you.
right.
Things of that nature. Okay, thanks for asking that question. We have time because now we've already hit our 3-hour mark, actually over 3 hours. So let's do one last question. You draw it. You started, you ended. How's that sound?
That's fine.
Make it a good one. Oh, by the way, all these are good. And by the way, I got to read them all. Great diversity of questions. I love it. Mixing up. What calls you? What calls you?
That one.
Okay, here we go.
Janine Murphy.
Janine Murphy. Okay, hey there, Janine.
Oh, what's the question?
Yeah,
Not
I
just
was gonna
Janine,
say
but
her
let's
name.
talk about Janine for a while.
Okay.
Who was I in a past life?
Oh, dang it. You know, they're going to probably answer you just like they answered Julie B. But let's let them do it. Doesn't go back in the hat.
It's not going back in the hat.
He wants to draw it again, I think. Okay, here we go. L E T U S S A Y Okay. Janine Murphy, this is for you. You asked what you were in a past life. And they actually gave you some things. Let's see where they're going with this. Let us say you were a chambermaid and a sailor. You tended to foxhounds and tended to wounded soldiers. You were caring and you were a rouge. As a priest you baptized many, and as a thief you broke every commandment. What you have done little of something, but wish to do more, is leadership well done. Is there a word missing? Is there a word missing somewhere around here? If there is, no, there's no word missing. I must have read it with the right emphasis. Can you see it in here? Every command, what you have done, little.
Of, but wish to do more, is leadership.
Well done.
Well done.
Okay. So I guess the way I just read it to me just didn't quite make sense, but it's basically saying, let us say you were a chambermaid and a sailor. You tended to foxhounds and tended to wounded soldiers. You were caring and you were a rouge. As a priest you baptized many, and as a thief you broke every commandment. What you have done little of, but wish to do more, is leadership well done. Okay. So you keep choosing to do more, as we all do. That's why we keep reincarnating. And that is leadership well done. And they're saying regardless of what her role was, it's still a leadership because you came back to explore that facet of a life.
Right.
That's interesting. Well, you got a lot more than most people do when they ask for past lives. Anything you want to add to that?
No. Yeah. They usually don't go into detail, but.
And of course, you guys, I don't know what you believe about this, but I'll tell you what I believe about the past life thing is that by this time we've had thousands, many, if not thousands of lives. And because time goes back so much further than we believe.
I wonder if I want to experience being a priest and then turn around and say,
I'm a thief.
and I want to experience breaking every commandment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the opposites. They kind of showed opposites. You're a chambermaid, then you're a soldier, and then you're a sailor, and then you tend to foxhounds, but you also tend to wounded soldiers. I mean, it's just that we choose many different expressions of ourselves within the element or the energy of source. It's having opportunities to explore the world and explore infinite possibilities for expression, discovery, exploration and becoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, I really wish we had got to everybody. You know how this is. It's tough because I know people that put questions in this time didn't even get their questions answered even when we went live. So I can't control it. This is the best we could do. But hang in there.
Let me ask you real quick.
Yeah.
We didn't have any of, there were so many in there that had 2 questions and we still
Had
never,
one of everybody. Well, you guys, there's probably 40, 50 questions in here.
But I still think that's cool.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, we were prepared.
And I hope nobody feels badly. I'm not gonna feel badly. I wish we could get to everybody's, but that would be like I think we'd be sitting here about another 12 hours.
Yeah.
And we just can't. Actually, it's more late in the evening for us. And we actually had another session before this and some other work we were doing.
Right, we're about 5 hours in, the 2 of us.
With the board over 5 hours
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was helping some other work, and so we were really more like about 7 hours in. It's a day's worth of work right here, what we're doing. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us so much. We'll go ahead and close this session here because we don't always show you, but know that we always do it. So we just get on here like this, and we say, first we'll say thank you all for joining us. We thank the guides for being here. And we just want to say any final words you want to give as your final statement for the evening. To the group. A, S, Y, O, U. Okay. So, final message for everybody as we're saying goodbye is as you read these messages, find an equal number of within the pages of okay. Stands for moon messages.
Oh.
If you follow my newsletter, or if you follow also my website, we have a section called blogs, and we have moon messages under that. And moon messages is where this all started, with giving readings to people. And the moon is part of the collective of the guides. So they said, as you read these messages, find an equal number of moon messages within the pages of the queries. And we are so happy that we were invited into your lives, even if for but a moment. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll say goodbye then. So thank you all. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you the guides for joining us. And we really always appreciate and love you. With that, we say thank you and goodbye. There, we just closed our session. So anyway, this is sped up as you're watching it. It ended up being 3 hours and 22 minutes. So we said we'd go about 3 hours. And so thank you again. Thank you all so much for participating. I appreciate every single one of you and everybody here that joins us here on this channel. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I love that we do this and that we can find time to set aside to be able to do these things, because it's so enlightening. But beyond that, I'm just happy that there's people who are willing to ask the questions. And that we can find an outlet for some of the things that we do.
Yeah, we enjoy doing this for you. And so thank you all for being here. So there you have it, you guys, the answers to your questions. Don't worry, we will do these again. We do live sessions every several months. So hang in there and come back and join us again. This was Creative Visions TV. I'm Karen Dahlman. This is Rodney, my board partner. Now get out there and happy boarding to you, and go explore the possibilities for your infinite world and lives that you live. Bye-bye.